Why? I feel like my screen has been quite blurry lately. There's a bit of a difference. Hi, if anyone's even on here yet. I'm not sure about that. Okay. So let me make sure this is even public because it may not be. Hi, it is public. Perfect. So, hi, Sandra. Thank you for being here. I was guided to come on here because all of a sudden I was overwhelmed with this intense energy. And I've been practicing quite a bit on how to like maintain composure and deal with, the energy reflux, you could say. But I'm like, maybe someone on here is feeling this. Maybe someone on here needs a message. And all of a sudden, because technology has been driving me crazy. If you've joined me on Facebook, you will see the multiple posts I'm posting because I have no idea if it's actually posting or what's going on. And all of a sudden, this song came on. And to be honest, I thought it was a remake of a song or something. I don't know, but it was like a girl singing. And I went to the bathroom, and then when I came back out, I just heard her saying, "I don't want you to be the one that got away." And I was like, whew, all of a sudden I got taken back, and I'm like, what is going on? There's some really crazy energy here. So maybe that song is something some of you listen to. I'm not quite sure who sings it. I didn't even check. But yeah, I mean, the messages I was getting this morning have totally switched to the energy I'm feeling now is not quite the same. And I actually was taking my course earlier today and I was learning about manifestation. And it stays true to everything I say to make the effort. But I think for some, because of the message I was getting and what I learned today, some may be trying to make this happen a bit too hard. And what I was learning today was about how in the efforts of trying, you're still affirming that you don't have it yet. So when I talk about visualizations and intentions, affirmations, those things are great, but you have to do it from a place of being there already. So it's not like I want this. It's like I have this and I love it. And you have to do it from a place of where you would be when you're there, like where you are, because it's what you are right now. And that adjusts your whole life. So there are kind of steps to it. It actually is a great step, in my opinion, to learn how to manifest. But then you have to learn how to allow and just live it. So, I mean, it's so complicated sometimes to explain. And I'll get better at it and I'll figure out a way to verbalize that better and communicate that clearly to you guys. But until then, you can always look it up and do everything I did for the last 15 years and just look everything up and research everything. And YouTube is so amazing for information. And I'm not talking about readings, I'm talking about all sorts of information. So that's my message. I'm going to be in London. I posted on my Facebook probably 3 or 4 times because I meant to just post it once and then the time looked weird. From the 4th till the 7th, I will be doing in-person readings or readings over Skype. And I'm going to run a special called Love Letter from London. So I'm going to be doing handwritten letters mailed from London. And I'm not sure of all the details just yet, but if you're interested, let me know. So I'll put you on the list when I have the info, because me doing this alone, it's not going to be, for a massive amount of people, because I want to take the time and really be detailed with each individual. Okay. So thank you so much. And for those of you that are joining me for my dailies on Instagram and Facebook, I'm really enjoying them. I thought I had posted the daily today on Facebook at 7 in the morning. I thought I posted it. I think around 7, I think. But anyhow, then I see it wasn't there. So what I'm learning, guys, I'm really learning. I pulled out some new decks. I have this, it helps you read lines in your hands, right? And I'm not interested in being a palm reader, but I am interested in the descriptions. So I'm going to pull a few cards from this and see what type of wordplay I can get. Oops, there goes my band. And I pulled out this one to get some really blunt messages. For example, pick up after yourself is at the bottom. Maybe someone needed to hear that. But most importantly, because I was looking for a deep message and, I'm like, I want something with words in it. So I pulled out this deck. And the first card I got, because I wanted to see, is this the energy I'm, asking for, like this masculine's energy who is clearly stressing that, you might be the one that got away or walked away or left or he loses out on. And I do pick up on that energy, especially when earlier today, the messages I got were of the masculine remembering the past lives with us, all of us, right? With the twins. So I don't know if it's downloads, if it's the energies for the day, but I got that message and it was like they were shocked to have it, even if they felt a strong connection with you. I feel like they're getting these downloads that are shocking them. And they're like, what is that? Like, why did I just have an image of being in another area with this woman? And, we've never gone there. We've never done that. But I just saw it. I know we were there. I just felt it. And now I'm getting these energies of like, I don't know, a masculine who doesn't know what to do anymore, who feels, is it too late? Who's afraid to step up? Partially because they're still in their ego. I got that message. Like, I don't know if I was tuning in to my personal situation or what with that one, but I got the message, they are still in their ego for some of them. And that's part of the reason why they haven't reached out, because the energy is so strong right now. A lot of you, I'm sure, have gotten contact. A lot of you may have gotten partial contact. And what I call that is like phone calls from private numbers. It's a step. And, I recently got a phone call from a private number and I never get phone calls from private numbers anymore since I'm this new energy. I just don't attract those. I don't even get phone calls often, to be honest with you. I'm barely on my phone talking to people. And when I got the call, I was busy. And this is the best thing, for everyone, is to not keep your phone beside you. For when your person really does call, the best thing is to miss the call and let them call back. I remember once I missed my person's call accidentally. And when I saw it, I messaged him back and he was so thankful that I was even willing to talk to him. And I just thought that was so shocking. I'm like, of course I'm going to talk to you. But sorry, why did I lose I can't talk about my person or I lose focus there. But, so I got a private call and I was busy and I came and I answered it. So I'm going to give you advice if you get a private call, to be honest. If you don't get them regularly and it's your person. And at the time, I was like, who is this? Like, I really genuinely, it was very late, almost 1 a.m. And I happened to be up eating because I was starving. The last few nights I have been starving and I feel sorry for my neighbors upstairs, like the people upstairs, because I'm on the blender. I'm in the kitchen. I'm making full meals at 2 a.m. and there's no reason, right? So I hear the phone, and the funny thing is it was even a different ring, and I guess because it's private number. And I don't know if that was my ring I put for my masculine, because I feel like I switched his ringer, but I don't know because he doesn't call, so I don't even know. So at first I'm like, is that him calling? And I go out and I see it's unknown number, and I pick it up and I say hello. So first tip. Answer in a really nice, happy voice, and if possible, put some music on in the background. I didn't think anything of it. Neither did I think it would be a crank call. So I was just like, hello. And I was excited to get a call and there was no answer. There was no one there. And I just looked at the phone and I couldn't, at that time, but deep in my heart, I kind of knew. But then there was one other person I thought of because he normally used to call me and be quiet. And that's so fucking annoying. And I don't want to talk to him. So this is what I decided I'm going to do next time, if it ever happens again, is to be honest, I'm going to say my person's name and say, like, is this, you know, is this you? Like, speak, like, please speak. And I'm also going to say the person I don't want to talk to, if this is you, don't fucking call me. But yeah, like what I thought when I hung up is a better approach to that would have actually been to be like, hey, like, is this you? And who knows what would have happened. And if not, at least they would know it's not a regular thing for you to be getting random calls at 2 a.m. And they'd also know that they're on your mind. I think that that's a nice way to deal with it. You can take another approach and play mind games and say someone else's name. Like, Mark, why are you playing these games? Like, what are you doing? Hi, come on over. That might really do some triggering, but up to you. So anyhow, okay, I pulled from this deck, and I love the fact because I got that message about the one that got away, and the Chariot card was the first card to come out. You can't really see it here. But then right away, I knew, like, this is a message for someone who is really, really, who's going to be really happy in a sense, I feel, because like your masculine is rushing towards you. It doesn't mean that he's actually going to be able to come right now. 1 second. Once again, my nose is runny. It's so annoying. And Mercury retrograde is really upsetting me. It's like getting on my nerves. I'm trying to not swear anymore because of all these rule changes, but it's totally getting on my nerves. When I can't speak or get my message out, it's like so aggravating. So plus a runny nose. Anyhow, okay. So it says, I go forward with confidence. But more important, I just feel like this is a long journey, right? You see where he's coming from. So I feel like this is a message for some of you. He's actually on the way in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, I think I use the analogy of when you cut your hair, and, you know, some of us go through these phases and we're like, I just want to cut everything off and I want to change. I do not recommend it. Don't do it. But if you truly do, usually you tell yourself, you calm yourself down and you're like, it's okay. It will grow back. It always comes back. It's hair. It doesn't disappear forever. It always grows. And you cut your hair and then you kind of enjoy it. You know, you make the best of it, but you're like longing for your long hair. And eventually it does grow back. Eventually it does come back, and you just take some patience. And that's part of the journey of getting your hair back. And I just feel like that's kind of how you can look at this. Like, there's been some sacrifices made that have to be dealt with. I did pull 2 readings yesterday, one for the masculine and one for the feminine, and I haven't posted them yet, but there was literally like things that had on the masculine side, karma had to be dealt with. That's what was on the masculine side. And for the feminine, it was telling her to like go and explore life, and you're going to get brought back together. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I think there's a time, as much as I recommend manifestation and affirmations, and I still do definitely recommend visualizations and affirmations if you're doing it correctly. But if you're not, just step back, don't do anything, take care of yourself. That's the next best thing I can recommend, because you're still not focusing on it. Just don't focus on it. Step back. Don't even try. Just meditate when you can. Don't even try affirmations if you think you're pushing it. So let's see what's going on here, because it's going to happen. It really is. And we're coming to the end of the year, and it's time we just learned to know it's going to happen and to trust it's going to happen, to look at things instead of looking at the worst case scenarios. Think of the possibilities that can happen. I used to always look at the worst case scenarios because in my mind, they're not that bad. So it's like, this is the worst case scenario. It ain't even that bad, but it's actually better to look at the best case scenario that could happen. Why not, right? So we have this masculine who's getting a wake-up call, and that's totally, look at the look on his face. He's like, oh boy, I have messed up. By the way, Thursday, I have the masculine coming into my spot for an interview. I'm going to be live here on YouTube with him, and I'm going to be asking him questions. But more importantly, I don't even actually want to ask him questions. This man is very interesting, and since I've known him so long, like I am even interested to see how he's grown and what he has to say. He's constantly upgrading, constantly, daily. Like I saw a post of his today on Instagram, and he's like, I'm back here once again, like checking out what I did yesterday, basically, and checking myself for what I did that I didn't agree with or whatever it may be. But it's very interesting. So I'm really excited just to hear what he has to say. And I'm really excited because he knows the terminology, masculine, feminine, and twin flame and all of that. But I didn't want to ask him questions on the phone because I want to have it fresh for the channel, for when I do the talk with him. It's not an interview. He can interview himself. I'm worried he's going to try to interview me. And it's like, no, this is about you. So look at this. Okay, the next card that came out is the Two of Pentacles. And this says, I calmly make the best decision. So this goes along with this. This person is figuring out the best decisions on the way to union, to his heart is what I wanted to say. But there is a lot of things that he has to deal with. And a lot of it has to do with money. Like it is what it is. And I don't know if it's actually money or if it just all boils down to money again. Like, maybe something else, but then it really just comes down to money. So they want to make the best confident decisions moving forward and the best decisions for moving forward calmly as well. And when I hear calmly, I think of patience. I'm trying to not eye roll anymore, but I think of patience and everyone, it's okay. We got to take it. We got to do it. Okay. And here we go. I take the time I need to rediscover my vitality. This is a masculine who has become enlightened. He's understanding that he really does need to deal with the situation fully. It's not just about you and him. There's a lot of other pieces to this puzzle. And he is clearly wanting to rush forward. And in his mind feels like he's moving towards you, but this is not rushed. It's so weird. Maybe he thinks he's rushing forward. I find the masculine energies, and I'm not trying to disrespect them, I find they over exaggerate. So when it's a little bit bad, it's a big bad. And when it's a little bit good, it's an amazing good. And for example, they think they're rushing forward, not quite. But in their world, they are. So they're taking rest. But I don't feel like they're actually taking rest. I think that they're just like, I'm not rushing like that. Like I'll do it when it's time. And when it's time depends on them. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we get. And by all means, do the same. Like most of you probably are doing this. I don't know if you're in the same boat as me right now, but I'm in no rush to have contact, to have anything, because I want everything to be good. Like it doesn't have to be perfect and I can't expect it to be perfect, but I want it to be right. And right now, for the other person, I'm open and I am comfortable and I am in a spot where I'm ready to confidently converse and communicate. I'm not sure about the other person, right? And I don't want them coming forward, and I don't want like this person coming forward and him having any weird thoughts in his head. Is it the right time? Am I making the right decision? He can come forward broken in a sense, like, like I'm not going to be like, what's wrong with you? But he needs to come forward knowing what he wants and also having made some sacrifices. Like we can't live a lie, no one here wants to be living a lie. And on top of that, we're supposed to live, I'm putting these back because a whole bunch came out. We're supposed to live doing something purposeful and enjoying life. And that's where I want it to be. I'm definitely willing, because I don't know anymore. I think a lot of the masculines are very beat up after the reading I did this morning. Like, I think that they're very worn down. And I would love to help like revitalize my person, but he really would have to make a lot of effort on his own. And he knows that. So I get the vibe that there's kind of an understanding why this isn't moving quickly. And the other vibe I get is that for a lot, maybe it will happen after New Year's. It may just happen that way because it's the perfect time for the fresh start. So, Two of Wands. And the message is, I focus on what I want and make it happen. This is very masculine energy, okay? This is the level of making manifestation happen. The feminine level is of allowing. So the masculine is in his masculine energy. The masculine may be part of the reason that this union is taking so much time. I just told you guys, to monitor what level of manifestation you're at, because you could be pushing it away. The fact that this is saying about, I make it happen, the masculine is still taking actions to make things happen when really he has to surrender. Okay, so that's an important message right there. That's interesting. Seven of Cups. I trust myself to see the truth. So the masculine is having a lot of faith in his own thoughts, in his own guidance. And there's nothing wrong with that. We can't ever be like, don't listen to your guidance. But I feel like he's pushing out others' opinions or others' suggestions or thoughts. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we really got to listen to ourselves and take our path. I just personally feel in this case, the masculine, like if you spoke to your masculine and you told him a few things, he doesn't want to hear it. He's going to figure it out on his own. He doesn't want to hear it. And if someone doesn't want to hear you, there's no point in talking to them about it. I'm telling you, like, there's no point in explaining anything to someone that just isn't listening. You're wasting your breath and it's annoying. You might as well just agree, like, okay, you want to do what you do, you can do happily too. Be like, no problem. Do what you have to do type of thing. Because to try and talk to someone that really, like, you probably do it, I do it. If I am not in the mood, or like if I've like been like, no, I'm not even listening, from that point, the person should just stop talking and just change the subject, because they can say whatever they want to say. And chances are I'm going to sit there and, take as much as I can. I might end up walking away, but I'll take as much as I can just to have them shut up. And I'm not saying the masculine would want you, to shut up, but like, he doesn't want to hear anything right now. That's the truth. He doesn't want to hear anything. So this is, and get this, what I'm getting, trust him. Trust him to figure it out on his own, okay? Trust everyone to figure it out on their own, especially if you put a little comment in there, or a little comment here, planting a little seed here and there. You don't have to. It will be planted by God or whoever you want to, your higher source, your guides, your angels. It will get planted one way or another. But I just heard trust the masculine to make his own decision. It's okay if he doesn't want to hear your opinion or anyone else's. It is okay, okay? And then we get the Ace of Cups. And I feel like he knows what he's doing, okay? I welcome new love and trust what it brings. He wants a new start with this love. So right now, he's moving forward, making the best decisions possible for this outcome. That's interesting. The Empress. I love it. I create what I choose naturally and with joy. I think the masculine has a lot of plans here, because I'm not trying to read for the feminine right now. So I'm relating everything to the masculine, and I'm not even looking at the bottom of the deck for this reading. It's just one card that comes out at a time. This masculine is getting creative in his ways, that he thinks that this is all going to fall through, or not fall through, manifest, because remember, he is actively trying to manifest right now. And I just feel like he thinks it's the best plan ever. I don't know why that stresses me out, but like when I got that message right now, I just felt like, no, like, what is his plan? But anyhow, what can you really do, right? Let him, he's doing his thing. There's not anything you can do right now, because I think for a lot of people in this situation, if you try to push anything right now, it's just not going to happen. Like, it's not that it's not going to happen. It's just, it's not the time. It's just not the time. It really isn't. And I mean, I did a reading for someone today, and it was emergency reading, because, you know, she had plans last night and her person and things had been going so good. And he did the same thing he does sometimes, because things have been going good. And he made plans and didn't show up. And he blames it on his group of people. He works with a famous person. And, you know, he's like, I have to be part of the entourage or whatever. I couldn't do it. And she's like, he always says that excuse, and I know it's not true. And I don't feel he's cheating. We didn't get that message, but I said, you have to accept him for him. You know, he does this. You know, he makes plans and sometimes he can't keep them. You know, he's a busy person. Like, you got to accept him for him. And I told her, arguing with him, because she's like, well, I sent him a message in the morning. And I'm like, no, like, don't, because that's the normal reaction. And there's no more room for normal reactions for enlightened women anymore. There's just no more room for that. We can't keep on waking up in the morning pissed off and messaging them. Hell no. We got to go to the gym, or we got to go to work, or we got to go to school, or we got to go take care of the kids. We got to go do stuff. And literally, we are not supposed to have time to entertain negative behavior, because any sort of reaction is still attention. And, you know, I explained to her the same thing. I had this random vet monitor me with my dog once. I didn't know she was monitoring me. I was just waiting forever. And I guess she was watching us. But basically, she said I treated my dog like a human, which was one thing that she said was wrong. And the next thing she said, because my dog was my best friend back then, my dog passed away now. The next thing she said is, you cannot get a message across, like, if your dog is bad, by scolding them, or by, like, you know, no, you can't do that. Bad, bad, bad. That's still attention. And she's like, so I'm supposed to treat him like a dog? And I'm like, it's not that you're supposed to treat him like a dog. No, but any sort of attention is attention. And for some of these people, we don't know, even they may not know, they may have subconscious, like, things from childhood where that's how they got attention, by doing things that were bad. And that may have been the only time they got attention. And that may be something they're addicted to, not even knowing, like on the psychological level. So what I would suggest is, like, just do your thing, get busy. And when he contacts you again, just be happy he contacted you. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm so happy. Just be like, hey, like, what are you up to? How are you? And when he's like, oh, like, where are you? Where have you been? I've been really busy. So, like, that's it. Like, and be busy though. Don't fake it, right? I remember once I took a course with Brian Buffini. That's when I did real estate, but he's a motivational speaker, and he has a wife, totally. So I think she might be American actually, but he's just a little, like a regular Italian man, like not a little. He was a little short, I think, but Italian man, and she's like, you know, Caribbean and like just totally exotic to him. And he was saying they have like 6 kids, I think, together. And he was saying she is the one that disappears. He's like, if I don't call her for a week and I call her, she doesn't even realize I've been gone for a week. But they're madly in love. They're never going to separate. Like, by the looks of it and the way he spoke of her, he's in love with her. But he was saying, like, yeah, like, oh, well, I haven't been home for a few days. Well, my wife isn't going to notice, you know, like, because she's busy. Her too. She was a successful businesswoman. So she just buries herself in business as well. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're doing something you love. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I see a card is flipped over there. I just want to see what it is. 3 of Wands. Okay, interesting. So what came out here? Oh God. Oh my gosh. The masculines. Oh my gosh. They're really in this spot where they think they know it. They know. They think they know. This card says, I am as young as I choose to feel. That's just unbelievable. I just really feel like they think they know the perfect way for this to work out. And this is why you just got to surrender and do your own thing. Really is. I'm just going to take the top card. I mean, I see a whole slew of messages here. Okay, we'll take the top card. Judgment. I look back with compassion for myself. I feel like the masculine is forgiving himself for his mistakes. I really feel like this is a masculine who's evolving, but in a way, a little bit it's not in the wrong way. There's all these stages, right? But he's evolving. But it's like now he's like, okay, I forgive myself for all my mistakes. I forgive myself for whatever I did. I can do no wrong or whatever, right? And he's not really realizing a few different things that he should probably look at. So I feel like almost like he's displacing his responsibilities. But I'm seeing the Queen of Swords here, 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and the Hierophant. So I feel like the masculine thinks, if he's trying to work and he's dedicated to something he believes in involving work, he is trying to protect that. And he doesn't think he should be wronged for that. He doesn't think that there's anything wrong with taking time for himself towards what he is dedicated to presently in this moment. And I'm sorry, that he's not dedicated to the feminine, but that's okay, because this is a time where we all have to dedicate ourselves to our passion. And once again, follow that, follow what feels right. It doesn't feel right to chase your masculine, doesn't feel right to yearn for him. Where is he? Where is he? But it does feel right to go and help someone, or to go out with your friends, or go visit your friends' kids, or cook yourself a really nice meal, or take a walk. Today I spent time returning a jacket I didn't have a receipt for, and it was falling apart really early. And I'm like, there's no excuse for this. And I went to the store and I approached them so kindly. I had this jacket. I had the bill on my card, but I didn't have a receipt. And they were so nice, and they just gave me full refund. And I was like, amazing. And I got a cheaper winter jacket from somewhere different that won't fall apart. So, and I could tell as soon as I put it on, I could tell it was the one. And I'm like, there's a lot of items that people have in their home that they don't use that you can go and sell. You can put on eBay. You can go. There's so many ways out there to go and make money. I actually was getting some ideas today for viewers, and I'm so sorry I don't have my recorder on me, and I forgot what they were, but they were so good. It had to do with I forget what even teaching stuff, everyone can teach something that they know. Okay. So let me just move on here. I remember and treasure the happiness. I trust whatever the universe brings me, and I'm ready to love and learn. I really have this feeling that the masculine knows. 6 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and the Hierophant. This masculine knows about the connection at this time. He is quite aware. This is the issue. It's not an issue, but it's a thing. Your masculine, there's no surprise here. He's not really wondering. I think deep in the masculine's heart or energy field right now, for those of you that are feeling each other, he's quite aware you're not going anywhere. And the truth is, you can go and date, you can go and marry, but you are always going to think of this person. I guarantee it. So I don't know what to suggest with that. I would suggest just go focus on yourself. I'm always suggesting that, because honestly, if you're meant to meet someone else, the universe will not disappoint you. They will send you this person that when you meet, if you're meant to, you are going to be like, oh, who is that? You're going to know right away. So don't push anything. Go follow your dreams and surrender. Once again, it comes back to surrendering. So I feel like the message with the second half of this pile of cards that came out is basically, no matter how the world turns, no matter how the wheel turns, we're connected and they don't expect you to go anywhere. And if you do, like, they understand, type of thing. Because it's like, I remember and treasure the past. Like, they'll always treasure you. And they trust what the universe brings. And it's almost like this masculine energy here really has some sort of goals that they're after. And as much as you're on the route and on their path, the goals are coming first. And if the universe brings them something different, they are ready to learn from it, and they will still love you. But they have memories that they're able to treasure. That sucks to hear. I don't want to hear it either. But the truth is, it is what it is, right? Like, sometimes you do kind of have to just let something go. And I, like, you know what the shitty thing is that I always get this message of? For some people, if you're not in union right now, what's going to suck is that you are going to be in union, but like 10 to 20 years down the road. And I know that sucks, but like, I do get the message that even if you don't get in union right now, you will have a whole other life and then get in union. It happens all the time. So then maybe the next time you come back to each other, you know, you both have kids now, or you both have ex-husband and wife now, or you both have, like, you've had lives now. I would love to think that every single person is going to get into union, you know, right away. And I'm not ever telling anyone to wait. And that's not the message I get. I get the message that, like, for some, you will literally, like, marry, divorce, kids, and then get back with your person. Like, you will actually go through the stages of life that, you know, you're not having right now. It's just, that's just a message I get. And I get it all the time, to be honest, like, that people will be in union no matter what. You will be in union eventually, unless obviously unforeseen events happen, right? Which are possible as well. But you'll still be in union one day up in the other side or wherever it may be. And I get that message too sometimes. They can just repeat it then. They can just repeat it. I know a lot of you don't want to repeat this. I'm going to pull one more card. I can't imagine. Well, all I know is if I was to repeat it, I'd find my masculine right away when I'm young, and I'd hang on to him, and I'd never let him go. And that'd be that. I don't care. I don't know. There's so many cards coming up, but the one card on the top that, these are all flipped over. These ones aren't, but I want to take the one card on the top for sure. Okay, I'll take them all. I feel like I'm going to go with the backup thoughts first. I'm open to opportunities for personal growth, and I find clarity through calm. This tells me that this masculine will be growing during this time. He is open to learn. So that's a really good message. Even though he's kind of learning right now, and I feel like he thinks he knows everything in a way, he's still open to learning more. And the calmer the energy, the more that can come in. And that goes for you as well, feminines. The card that was on the top is the Moon card. This is about unforeseen events. In this deck specifically, I don't have the book here. This is very detailed. This is about things coming to completion before being able to move to the next step. These are two fish guarding the gateway to go into the unknown path. This talks about not knowing but unforeseen events. It also talks about a guided path. There is a way, because there's rocks, if you see, all the way there that you can use to take the route to the path, to keep you safe is the better way to put it. I forget what else was in the description of this card, but I remember I love to read the descriptions, and they are just beautiful. This is the Moonstone as well. If you want to get a stone, the Moonstone is always great for intuition. So, I mean, that's beautiful. I'm going to see how this deck works and how it. Mercury finger, long. So it talks about the finger lengths and what it means. I just want to look for words. So it represents all aspects of communication, including body language, verbal, nuisance, and innuendo. I forget what innuendo means, as well as relating to sexual intimacy. Wow, this card is perfect. So this is really, because I'm just asking, and I mean, I don't know, the word on here is long. Some of you, I see number 38. Some of you might need that information. That also equals 11. This is about someone who's very smart, possibly good in sales or writing, teaching, language, finance, I said language already. And highest case line, it shows love language. This is interesting. Aw. This is the capacity to articulate deeper needs and feelings. So I do feel that the masculine wit, it also talks about someone who's witty. They want to communicate. Oh my gosh, they want to be passionate with you. Body language, love language. Wow. Well, sexual intimacy is here. Get moving, I guess, you know. This is someone who really wants to communicate with you. Sticky wicket. Number 48, 12, down to a 3. Sticky wicket. Proceed with caution. It's a delicate situation, but that doesn't mean there's any real danger. Just a reminder that it's time to pause, to reflect, to appreciate all you have now and all you're about to receive. So I think that message is for both of you, because that's the final message here. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. Who would have thought that that has anything to do with things you're about to receive? In a sticky situation that will be okay. It will be okay. So thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope this helps someone, because I was really I was so tired. And then I'm I just got this feeling, and I did get some energy right before. I'm I need to go on there now, or I'm just going to get tired again. It's really weird. Come out in 12-year-old stage. Yeah, it does look like this masculine. But you know what I like about this energy is that he's open to growth. I feel like this masculine is quite at the beginning stages. It's really good to know you know nothing. And, the more you think, you don't know type of thing. There's so much more to know. But it sounds like this, I feel like I said that statement when I was 20. I'm open to opportunities for personal growth. Yes, I am open for opportunities to personal growth. But it's of course I'm open to opportunities for personal growth. But when I learned that, I was quite young. So I do feel like the masculine has some maturing to do. I really can't tell dates right now. It's not coming and I don't know dates. I get dates sometimes and I get vibes, but everyone's date's going to be different. It really is. And it all comes back to when they learn this lesson. There's often times when I do personal readings, one-on-one, and when will this happen? And it will literally be when they figure this thing out, and we can't decide that. So thank you all so much. Oh, you don't know why the karmic contacted you. I could imagine 1,001 reasons why a karmic would contact anyone. Really. I wouldn't worry about it at all whatsoever. If a karmic contacted me, I would be I must be good. I must be doing something good. I'm not stressing about her. That's what I would do. I don't handle things the same, but the karmic is, yeah, of course, the karmic is trying to get a response. You're right. Absolutely, Golden. Definitely to feel it out or to make herself feel better. That's what I'm talking about. No response. Just like a dog. You don't give them any reaction to their bad behavior. Okay? If the karmic wants to come and talk to you like a human being, I actually think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea for everyone to get together and be like, okay, we have an issue here. And I just saw 4441 and now 4444. Like, we have something here that we need to solve. We have something here that we need to figure out a way to make this work, because everyone's just getting hurt here. So I would think that's a beautiful idea. But if they want to come to you and give you attitude, or then goodbye. Like, okay, have fun. Do you? No, it's just no. And it's funny, actually, because when, there's someone I always tell you guys about, my catalyst, like from my early 20s. And I saw him, like, I saw the girl he was supposed to be with, but he fucked that up with her too. But he was young and he could probably get back with her, and probably will. But there was a time when he started dating her, and he told me she wanted to be friends with me. And I was like, not hearing it. But I was the karmic at the time. Like, I was his karma. He was my karma for sure. But now when I look at her and I look at that situation, she was very mature, and she was very confident in knowing herself and knowing that they had a connection, and wanting to just not cause any hurt for me or for anyone. And the funny thing is, years later, just last year, she actually emailed me an apology letter. And she's like, I don't need a response. I don't remember what it says. I still have it. Maybe one day I'll pull it up. But she basically said, I apologize for like interfering with the situation. She didn't interfere. She was supposed to be with that guy. I was very mean, and they were together, and he fucked it up. Like, he left me to be with her. He fucked it up though, by cheating with other people. But he was just himself at the time and young. But like, recently she apologized to me, and it actually felt very, like, I felt very good, because I felt like maybe she understood, because at the time I was in love with this guy. So it was heartbreaking to have him like choose someone else. And clearly she knew that affected me at the time. But growing up now, looking at it, him and I are still friends, and it was meant to happen. But at the time, when I think about it, it was just the worst thing that could happen to me as a human being. But yeah, like, these are the trials of life. And now when I'm here and I am dealing with all of these situations and learning about twin flames, I actually think the best thing would be for everyone to get along, and for everyone to like just understand everyone's situation from everyone's point of view, and make a mature choice to do what's best for everyone in the situation, instead of playing this stupid game. It's ridiculous, right? But what can you do about the unknown? We need about patient intuition. We are going our merry way. Yeah, I thank him for opening my high priestess energy. Yeah. And a lot of times you do have to just, think, and that's the truth. Like, look at how, the person I was with before my masculine, it was really weird, because in a sense, like, he tolerated me. He didn't teach me. He tolerated my behavior, my dysfunctional behavior. And now I met someone who actually challenged me by not dealing with that, and also challenging me, learning that I still have triggers. So it's like, these guys or girls are actually leveling us up, and we're just working our way to these high levels, and it's unbelievably amazing. And it feels so good to just know yourself, and to know the issues you have or had or deal with, or just understand yourself and understand your issues. And for that alone, we need to be thankful for this whole situation, because we are better people because of this. We can teach people, we can teach children, we can show children how to handle these situations, how to deal with these situations differently now, moving forward. Hopefully we can make a big change, because the world's a harsh place right now. It really is. People don't even want to have children anymore. And some people don't even pay attention to that. But a lot of people don't even want to have children, because look at what they're coming into, and look at how they're behaving, and look at how other people aren't watching their children nowadays, or letting people do anything, or trying to be cool, or whatever it may be. It's like, children are a big responsibility right now, especially when we're learning about ourselves and we're realizing we're just big children. because we're still dealing with our childhood issues, So we're just grown up children. Really. It's very interesting. Cancers read people well. Yes. Cancers are very intuitive. Absolutely. It was weird you only met once with your person, right? That's very soulmate energy. If you you just meet once. It doesn't have to be, but it's very, and it doesn't matter. Like, call it what you want, soulmate, twin flame, blah, 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 blah. But I feel like when you just meet once, I feel like that is very soulmate energy. Like, someone you've known, you were meant to meet, they change your life and they disappear. And I literally did a reading like that yesterday, and I wasn't sure what type of energy it was that I was picking up on. It was important. But I remember saying, like, I don't know, is this soulmate, twin, false? I don't know what this is, but it's someone who may have just come in and come out. It happens. It really does. As long as you learn from it, it doesn't mean it's the last time you're going to see them. Let me think. Well, I've had a few people, it was the last time I saw them, but they changed my life. Like, they were part of my journey. So I think it can mean it's the last time you see some people, but it doesn't always mean that. I just wanted to double check with myself. Very telepathic, and that's a beautiful sign. They're joined hand in hand. Wow, Golden, that's a beautiful story. You met once and then 7 years later joined hand in hand. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's so amazing. That's why you got to just go live your life. It's the one thing to guarantee you coming back, because you're meant to, And I have heard before that twins are often not meant to maybe have children, because they should have lived a life kind of thing and then come into union. Not that they should have or have to. But I've heard this before through a few people that consider themselves experts. A lot of times, apparently, you won't have a child with your twin. I know I have a personal person who I speak to and do readings for every single week, and she has had a child, but her journey has been absolutely crazy getting her person back. And this has all happened in less than a year. And it's not like getting her person back, like getting things finalized, getting the divorce from the other person. And they're still not actually, like living together. They're still not, because there's more issues got brought up along the way, and it's okay. She's become a very enlightened female, very successful in this last year after her person disappeared and she got pregnant, and she took care of herself and focused on herself. She had an 11-11 baby, by the way. Isn't that crazy? And I just saw 11-11. That's 11-11 alignment. Interesting. Or God, I don't know. Your last 11-11. That's so weird. But she had an 11-11 baby. Isn't that crazy? It came out on 11-11, and her person had to come to the hospital. And he had to sign the paperwork. He didn't have to. She asked him. It's his option. And yeah, he did. He wanted to. And she gave the baby his last name as well, which is really beautiful. And she gave me permission to always tell her story, because she wants other people to know it can happen. But it's still not over yet. But, it's pretty cool. It is cool. Amazing. But okay, so I'm going to go now. I already started turning down the lights, because after coming on live, I get so pumped with energy. It's 12. I'll probably be up for at least an hour or two because of the energy I get, and that's fine. I really recommend getting back into meditating for anyone that's drifted off. I literally had to start again because I took off about a week now of meditation, even though I've done yoga. So there is meditation in that. But I haven't been doing my meditation at home. And today I did 5 minutes, and I'm really proud of myself, because I know how you get back into meditation. It doesn't happen overnight. And in 5 minutes, I had some really beautiful downloads. And I felt great. So 5 minutes is all you really need to start with, and try to do at least 15 twice a day. Okay. And the longer you go, the more you're going to want to go, and the more you're going to see happen, and the more clarity you're going to have, and the more magical events you're going to have. And then you're going to want to do meditation every day, all day. When I used to be a meditator years ago, I could meditate hours a day, and I would leave anywhere to go home and meditate. I had a very unique situation for a few months, and I was able to take as much time as I wanted to meditate. And the things that started happening, it's like I could just think of someone that I haven't even saw for years, and I just saw an orb. But I would think of them and I would see them or meet them, or like they'd call like right after sometimes the meditation. It was really bizarre and magical. So it'll be quite addictive for you once you start seeing, and you can't rush it, but I guarantee you will see results from meditation. You will see strange events start happening even more than regularly. Okay. Oh, yay. We're told I was to have a daughter with mine to bring a higher. Yeah, when twins do have kids, trust me, they will be here to do something different for the planet. Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much, Katrina and Kitty and everyone. Bye for now. Ciao.